These are 10 heartbreaking NBA moments. Number 10 brings us the incredible journey of Chris Bosh, a true NBA legend. Chris Bosh once said, "Enjoy what you're doing, buddy, because you never know when it might come to an end." And you know what? He's not just preaching. He's been through the ringer himself. Back in 2015, during the All-Star break, a sneaky little blood clot decided to mess with his plans. Talk about bad timing. He had to sit out the rest of that season, leaving his team and fans in disbelief. But Chris isn't one to back down easily. He came back with a vengeance for the 2015-2016 season, determined to show everyone he still got it. And he did. He rocked the court, scoring like a champ, until, you guessed it, those pesky blood clots struck again, this time in his calf. It was like the universe was playing a cruel joke on him. Well, his doctors gave it to him straight. Those clots were no joke. They posed a real threat to his life, and that meant one thing: no more basketball. Just like that, in the middle of a season, his stellar career was cut short. That must have been a sad moment for Bosh, but at least he was able to play professional basketball for some time before his career was cut short. That can't be said for Isaiah Austin. This guy's career ended before it even started. Number 9 delves into a profoundly touching and tearful moment in the NBA. The story of Isaiah Austin. Over 9 years ago, Isaiah Austin, a talented player from Baylor University, had his dreams shattered when he was forced into retirement due to a diagnosis of Marfan syndrome, a genetic disorder. The future that once held the promise of being a first-round pick in the 2014 NBA draft suddenly seemed bleak. It was a devastating blow for him. During that fateful 2014 NBA draft, something extraordinary happened. Commissioner Adam Silver halted the proceedings, bringing Isaiah Austin to the stage.
He is one of the nation's best collegiate players and was expected to be picked tonight before the discovery just a few days ago that he had a genetic disorder called Marfan syndrome.
In a heartfelt interview with ESPN, Austin, overcome with tears, spoke about his desire to inspire others and touch their lives, helping them overcome adversity. His words were filled with hope, determination, and a deep understanding of the power of perseverance. It was an interview that resonated with millions, reminding us of the strength of the human spirit and the ability to find light in the darkest of times. Isaiah Austin wasn't the only one who had a career-ending tragedy. Michael Jordan also had a heartbreaking incident that almost ruined his career. At number 8, we have the story of Michael Jordan, one of the NBA's most referenced stars. Undoubtedly, Jordan achieved greatness in basketball, but his journey was not without heartbreaking chapters. Let's journey back to 1993 when tragedy struck the Jordan family. Michael's beloved father, James Jordan, was taken from them in a senseless act of violence. He was tragically murdered while sleeping in his car in North Carolina. It's a gut-wrenching reminder that even the brightest stars can be touched by darkness. Fast forward to 1996. It was Father's Day, and the Chicago Bulls found themselves locked in a crucial Game 6 against the Seattle Supersonics. The stakes were high, but emotions ran even higher as the final buzzer sounded and the Bulls clinched their 4th national championship in 6 years. Tears flowed freely. Each player had their own reasons for being moved, but none felt the weight of the moment quite like Michael Jordan. Overwhelmed by a mix of joy and sorrow, Jordan couldn't hold back the floodgates of his emotions. It was a gut-wrenching sight to witness, a stark reminder that even the strongest among us carry burdens that can't be seen. But Jordan, amidst his own pain, found the strength to face the world. Emerging from the depths of his grief, he spoke to the waiting reporters. His voice quivered with sorrow as he dedicated the hard-earned victory to his father. In a hushed, broken tone, he uttered those haunting words.
This is for Daddy.
It was a poignant tribute that tugged at the heartstrings of all who heard it. At least Michael Jordan was able to get himself back on his feet after his dad's tragedy, but the same can't be said for Danny Ainge. Number 7 happened in 2017. The Celtics were a team filled with new faces and brimming with high hopes after undergoing major roster shakeups masterminded by the astute Danny Ainge. Trading away Isaiah Thomas and acquiring Kyrie Irving was just the beginning of Ainge's plan to infuse superstar talent into the team. And then came the significant addition of Gordon Hayward, a highly sought-after free agent from Utah. However, as fate would have it, sometimes life takes a cruel turn. In a twist of events that struck Boston like a thunderbolt, tragedy befell the Celtics. Hayward's much-anticipated debut lasted a mere 6 minutes against the Cleveland Cavaliers before disaster struck. It was an utterly horrifying sight as Hayward endured a dislocated ankle and a fractured tibia. The injury sent shockwaves throughout the entire NBA community, and the sheer agony etched on Hayward's face made it even more agonizing to witness. A few weeks later, Hayward sat down with Matt Lauer on The Today Show for an interview, giving us a glimpse into the emotional aftermath of the incident. Interestingly, it wasn't just the physical pain of the injury that affected Hayward the most. It was the reaction of his parents, who were present at the game and witnessed their son's agony firsthand. It was a painful chapter in Hayward's career and a reminder of how quickly things can change in the world of sports. Danny Ainge was lucky that his injury wasn't life-threatening, but this next dude wasn't so lucky. At number 6, we have the heartbreaking moment that involves Reggie Lewis. This young lad was destined for greatness, but his career was tragically cut short, leaving fans to wonder what could have been. Reggie Lewis brought a different energy to the court. Playing his college ball at Northeastern University, Lewis was a composed and mellow player. He became a scoring leader with an impressive 2,708 points during his time as a Husky. However, his life took a devastating turn when he collapsed during a playoff game in the previous season. Despite being warned by doctors that participating in basketball activities could be life-threatening, Lewis tragically passed away during an off-season practice at Brandeis University. It was a loss that left Boston fans grappling with the thought of what could have been and mourning the loss of not only a talented player, but also a wonderful person they never truly had the chance to know. Another tragedy that rocked Boston's Celtics was the death of Len Bias. This guy literally brought it upon himself. Len Bias's case is number 5 on our list. Bias, a standout player from Maryland, was a force to be reckoned with on the basketball court. Often compared to the likes of a larger Michael Jordan, his skills were truly remarkable, and many believed he had the potential to dominate the game like few others. Unfortunately, Bias's promising future was overshadowed by a tragic mistake he made just 48 hours after being drafted by the Celtics. He lost his life to a cocaine overdose, leaving the basketball world mourning the loss of a potential legend. If you're enjoying this video, feel free to give a friendly tap on that like and subscribe button. You would be our MVP. Let's continue at number 4. Derrick Rose, the dynamic point guard, burst onto the NBA scene at the number 1 pick in the 2008 draft, leaving an immediate and lasting impact on the Chicago Bulls. In his first season, he earned Rookie of the Year honors and guided the team to the postseason. By his third year, Rose's brilliance had earned him the prestigious MVP title, leading the Bulls to a staggering 62 wins, the best record in the league. It seemed like the beginning of a glorious era for Chicago. However, fate had other plans. In the following season's playoffs, Rose suffered a devastating ACL tear during a series against the Philadelphia 76ers, marking the start of a relentless string of injuries. The once promising star endured multiple setbacks, battling a left ACL injury, right meniscus injury, and more, causing him to miss significant playing time. Despite his relentless determination to come back stronger, the injuries took their toll. In the summer of 2016, the Bulls made a heartbreaking decision to trade away Rose, signaling the end of an era that had once held so much promise. Upon hearing this, Rose broke down in tears. That was the same way NBA fans cried after the tragic loss of Dražen Petrović. Petrović was a basketball wizard with nicknames galore. I mean, seriously, this guy had more aliases than an undercover agent. Over in Europe, they called him Mozart for his sheer artistry on the court. And hey, an Italian newspaper dubbed him the Holy Terror from Zagreb. Now, that's one way to intimidate opponents, but when he joined the NBA in '89 with the Portland Trail Blazers, the big question was, would it work? I guess they didn't know what they were in for. Petrović was a force to be reckoned with. Fast forward to '93, and Petrović was pondering his NBA future after a killer season with the Nets. Contract talks weren't going so well, and he felt like he wasn't getting the recognition he deserved. So he starts thinking about club basketball in Greece, and a couple of teams are ready to throw stacks of cash his way. $7.5 million. That's some serious dough. Tragically, on June 7, 1993, while on his way back to Zagreb from a national team tournament, Petrović lost his life in a devastating traffic accident in Germany. A semi-truck cut off the car he was traveling in, leading to a fatal collision that claimed the life of the basketball maestro. Heartbreaking moments in the NBA aren't solely confined to NBA players. There was a particular incident that occurred to an NBA fan, and it sent shockwaves of mourning throughout the entire NBA community. Number 2 shows that NBA players don't just love the game, they love the fans. John Wall's post-game interview was a truly unforgettable moment.
You're never like this. She really touched your heart, didn't she?
The news of Maya Telemak Nelson's passing, the young girl he had befriended, struck him deeply. In that emotional interview, Wall's heart was on full display, reminding us all that life extends far beyond the confines of basketball. It was a powerful testament to Wall's character and showed his genuine care for others. To see an NBA hero like Wall so invested in the lives of people outside of the sport is truly remarkable. It's moments like these that make us appreciate and respect him even more as a player and as a person. In that poignant moment, Wall reminded us all that there are things in life that are far more significant than the game we love. Now, let's dive into the most heartbreaking moment in NBA history. The impact of this tragedy extended far beyond the confines of the NBA. It was a monumental loss felt deeply throughout the sports world. Number 1, we can't talk about emotional moments in the NBA without addressing the devastating and untimely death of Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and 7 others in a tragic helicopter crash. This heart-wrenching event set the tone for the entire year of 2020, which was filled with immense loss and the global impact of the coronavirus pandemic. Following Kobe's passing, the Staples Center in Los Angeles became a gathering place for grieving fans. People from all walks of life left hundreds of items in memory of Bryant, a touching tribute to his impact on and off the court. The world united in expressing their sorrow and support for the Bryant family. NBA players, both current and former, took to social media to share their heartfelt condolences and stand in solidarity with Vanessa and the girls. Not only basketball players, but also celebrities, fans, and individuals touched by the news voiced their emotions on various social media platforms. Among the many heart-wrenching moments, one that will forever be etched in our memories is the first Los Angeles Lakers game following Kobe's passing. The pre-game memorial was a poignant tribute that tugged at the heartstrings and brought tears streaming down the faces of players and fans alike. It was an emotional reminder that Kobe's spirit and legacy would forever be intertwined with the Lakers organization and the city of Los Angeles. NBA players receive huge paychecks, and have you ever wondered how they spend their wealth? You will be amazed by how they lavish their earnings. Watch this video to discover how NBA star Ja Morant spends his millions. See you there. What are you waiting for? Click that video right away.